I built a website called ireallyhateai.com where you told me why you really hate AI. And I'm about to go through all the comments and tell you why I think you're completely wrong. But first we've got some Replit builds to play, which is what I used to build this website. So here's a word from today's sponsor. Adding 3D and AR to your website shouldn't have to be a headache. And that's where today's sponsor SwiftXR comes in clutch. Create a new project here. And the components here, if we just create a new standalone viewer, you can upload your own models, explore their model library. You can even convert images into 3D, or you can get custom models built just for you. I'm going to take a look at their model library here. You've got tons of stuff. Let's do a frying pan. You can see I can rotate it. I can do all of the normal things you would come to expect from a 3D model. I can turn off the auto rotating, turn off zoom so that the user can't zoom in and out by scrolling up and down. I can add lighting, basically get this element looking exactly as I want it. And the wonderful thing is I can publish it and embed this now onto whatever website platform I'm using, be it Webflow, WordPress, or a custom Next.js build. But what I really liked is right out of the box, you've got augmented reality builds. So once again, you can explore libraries. Let's go for this air conditioning unit. Everything is pretty much the same, but you'll see a little button down here on the bottom. So if I publish that, copy the embed code here, dump it into a custom embed element, make this 100 VH. You can see it works as you'd expect on my website here, but copy this URL and chuck it into my phone here. I can click view space, view in AR. I've got an air conditioning unit on my wall in AR space, and that is so cool. So if you want easy to build, easily embeddable 3D AR, looking here, virtual reality, facial tracking, all of your 3D needs in your website, then check out SwiftXR down in the description. And if you use the coupon code Samuel SwiftXR 40%, then you get 40% off for your first subscription. But be aware, this is a limited offer. Only the first 50 people will receive the discount. So thanks SwiftXR for sponsoring this video, and get out there and start making some really cool 3D projects. Laser. Everything in all capitals. To be fair, I don't really like most people either. So there are 7 main categories, I guess, people have expressed why they hate AI. Is AI making us dumb or lazy? Yes, it will make some people less intelligent, but it will make those people who really care about specific fields more intelligent. We discussed on my podcast, you're just going to get different people operating on different levels. The internet, for instance, calculators, for instance, these were all technologies brought in that people had these same questions of. Are you dumb or lazy for using a calculator? Just because someone uses AI doesn't automatically just make them a lazy person. It means they're being efficient. And I know a lot of people who are using it to go above and beyond their normal capabilities. Fear of the unknown. They don't necessarily hate it. They just don't know where it's going, how the world is going to look in the future. I think realistically, all you can do is prepare for that future and not necessarily be scared of it, because life always finds a way. The future might be very different to what we are experiencing right now. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. Life will adjust around it. Maybe we'll have more time to do other things. Maybe we'll find work or fulfillment in other areas. Job insecurity. They're taking our jobs.
They took our jobs.
The kind of blue collar job exodus, as the owner of Anthropic spoke about, and I absolutely sympathize. But this is the same conversation that happened when, tractors came around. This is the same conversation when the washing machine came around. People were in jobs doing these things that got snapped up in an instant by a piece of technology, and it's still sad to see, but we will adjust. Then we need some optimism there that we will adjust to this. I don't think jobs are disappearing. I don't think jobs are vanishing. Developers will still be needed, but right now the pool of developers is absolutely massive, and in some ways it's oversaturated because everyone wanted to be a developer. And if you can be a developer that can leverage AI and be one of the few developers who can actually do the work, then you'll keep your job. Whereas if you're not going to keep up or you're not going to adjust with the technology and the times, then yes, your job will be at risk. It comes down to AI does not need to replace every little aspect of your work. It doesn't need to replace your job. It can help you with aspects of your job. Maybe it's research, maybe it's just cleaning up an image or something like that. Like a lot of people, they think it's all or nothing. They don't see it as that kind of modular perspective. And it should be inspiration for you to really, do you want to adjust and find ways to leverage AI and technology? Or should you look elsewhere and fulfillment? I don't know, that's just my opinion. AI hype and AI all the things. I admit it does feel overwhelming when AI is like just rammed into products that don't necessarily need to be. But is it something to get annoyed about and frustrated about? I don't know. Yes, we are on a hype thing, and I'm probably on board with the hype. I'm just excited.
Just what humans are designed to do. And like, rather than criticize it or see it as a fault, it's like, this is what we do. We get excited about things and we try them out, and we try and find the place in all of this.
All I want is like real world implementations.
Yeah.
Like real world use.
And the ship will steady and we'll find it. We'll find it.
Being able to see the future or seeing the opportunity, it allows me to get excited about the maybe rubbish image generations that happen, or the fact that it hallucinates, or the faults in it. Like, really, I'm interested in where it's going. What can it enable us to do in the future? Creativity and AI slop. This is abundance of low effort, lazy, creative tasks that are effectively stealing work. AI isn't just generative AI. It's not just creating images. It's actually a research tool that can identify patterns and things like that. So, a lot of the complaints here are talking about the generative AI side of things, and then completely forgetting that actually AI will be the thing that cures cancer, or AI is helping people unpack maybe a confusing text messages that they've read from their spouse or partner or friend or whatever. It's not just generative AI, which admittedly is probably the worst part of AI, but it's the easiest thing to pick on. Yes, there will be rubbish out there. Don't get me wrong, there is already lots of human slop out there. Those satisfying videos where it's just like a repeating kind of interlocking thing that people just stare at, that suck your brain cells away from you. That was all created by humans. This is not a new thing that people are trying to leverage your attention span and hijack your dopamine system in order for them to earn revenue. It's just a lot easier now, and some people are going to be really good at it, and you can't see the AI and you can't feel that AI. Some people are going to be really, really bad at it. People vote with their wallets. If people are watching this AI stuff, then of course people are going to create it, but only the best are going to survive. And at the end of the day, you might not like that, but if it's out there in the world and it's getting hundreds of thousands of views, or it's getting a lot of good reception, people are voting with their wallets. And if you want to just remove this stuff from your feed or whatever, you can absolutely do that. It's your choice whether you engage with it. It's your choice whether you are affected by it in a negative way. Trust and general data security. These social media companies, I think, really destroyed our trust in tech. Again, we're probably having the same discussions that were happening previously with, say, bankers and stuff like that. There were always going to be manipulative, deceitful people in this world. People are going to turn anything into some sort of financial venture and capitalize on that. We're in a capitalist society after all. And it is just such a shame that the internet and social media and Facebook and Zuckerberg specifically ruined that, which is such a shame. It's just a sad fact that now people don't trust these companies, particularly as a lot of people are giving a lot of their personal information and data to AIs. And people are now just fearful. Like, we could wake up tomorrow with some massive data leak, and all this time ChatGPT or OpenAI have just been stealing and harvesting our data and selling it off, and this, that, and the other. Our whole freedom could be hijacked because we trusted in these companies. I watched Terminator 1, 2, and 3, and it don't look good. Funny. Eco effects. Yeah, it is using a lot of power to power those GPUs, but at the same time, it is replacing someone doing hours of work, maybe even days of work in the space of 5 minutes. So I think it's basically equal. The time, resources, and energy applied to multiple days worth of work, or the 5 minutes of electrical energy used to power those GPUs. Like, I have no data to prove this, but I do think it all balances out. I don't think it's using more energy than we already are using. Overall, I think reading these comments and whatever, we've just got something to point the finger to, which is something I'm personally feeling a bit tired and frustrated of at the moment, which is this has always existed. It's cyclical. Throughout history, we encounter a piece of technology, we encounter a movement, we encounter an ideology that we can point the finger at and start hating on it and be fearful about how it's going to change things, which I can appreciate, but I also like to apply a layer of optimism over that. And one, try not to be negative about absolutely everything in order to sort of make myself feel better about it, but also just in a way where how can I leverage this? How can I be a part of the future instead of against the future? Which unfortunately, AI, it's inevitable, it is done. Now this stuff is out there, you cannot take it back. So realistically, complaining about something might feel good in the first instance, but how you move forward is completely up to you. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.